Well, I'd like to say, starting off this evening, my name is Odie Hawkins, and I'm continuing to read columns from the African Times newspaper that I wrote from 1996 to 1998. This evening is kind of special in some ways because we've just come from a meeting at the Bilbrough Library in South Central LA, better known now as South LA, but everybody knows it's still South Central LA. We were meeting with the friends of the Bilbrough Library. These are people who have allied themselves with whatever it is that was going on in the library because they wanted to promote and push forward black education. That is to say, education about African Americans in America. We went as members of the Bilbrough Writers Workshop and got a few things resolved. One of them was that we would continue to meet there, and the new facilitator, the new director, is a brother named Charles Chapman. I had the pleasure and honor of doing it, leading the workshop for a number of years, I think 5 or 6. And I would like to congratulate one of the students in the class. Let me use her book. I'd like to congratulate one of the students in the class, Noveline Smith, for having got a chance to put her story out there. It's called The Last Lady Standing, and in Ujima Village. And it's quite a very interesting story. That's all I'll say about that. But if you,
it can be purchased on Amazon.
It can be purchased on Amazon. Noveline talked a lot about what had happened to her when they were knocking down houses all around her at that period of time, and she managed to remain standing. So that's her story. Okay, today, this evening, I'm reading something that I'm calling Africans in America, or African in America. It's from the column I call Africa Media Watch. This was written November 15th to 30th, every other week. African in America. The Africanists, we had coined the term. Africanists were people who had studied everything they could about Africa. There's African dance. Some people had gotten into study of Yoruba and Igbo and so forth and so on. The Africans started calling me the minute we had all checked it out in the TV guide. For 4 consecutive, I'm so excited I can barely, for 4 consecutive nights in October 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. 4 nights at 8 and 9:30 for 4 nights. For some people who hadn't even paid their KCET travel fee, this was a noteworthy treat. The event was noteworthy as Ali Mazuri's Africans, all kinds of people were being excited. Ali Mazuri's documentary, Africans. I wanted to be excited, I really did, but the stuff you're supposed to feel when you're supposed to feel excited just wouldn't gel. 4 nights detailing the history of how Africans got to America. In former times, I would have been pleased to have a docu-informature that dispelled the notion that Africans in America were grateful for the Statue of Liberty and that we were trying to make America great without cotton ball picking skills, whatever. But no, not now, not in '98. I wanted to do something more and hear beyond the customary fairy tales, the traditional stories of how a small collection of Euro guys have wandered upon the shores of Western Africa and proceeded to do what they did. I wanted to know much more about the political structures, the spiritual structures, the diplomatic structures Was there Kofi Annan in Ghana? When Elmina became Elmina? Of the Africa they took us to and away from. Once again, as with the Spielberg nonsense, Armistead. The Spielberg nonsense, Armistead. We were treated to a surface glazing of the West African states and then on to slavery. Give me a break. We, the Africanists, exchanged urgent phone calls in between the nights. Why are they skipping past the Native American African connection? Because they don't know anything about that. But Lauren Katz has written 3 books about it, about this scene. One of them is called The Black Indians. They don't have that on the agenda later. The soundtrack was excellent. The photography was artistically valid, meaning cool. The historians who were headshot, consulted, were, honest to God, very good. Very good. Too bad the inimitable John Henry Clark wasn't available. 4 nights, double-timed. The Africanists, being natural-born skeptics, wrestle with bunches of questions. Why so little focus on the African revolts in British America? That should be a 10-part program itself, beyond Gabriel Prosser and Denmark Vesey and Nate Turner. And there should have been much more emphasis on the economic use made of African American wombs. See Dorothy Roberts' book, Killing the Black Body, Race, Reproduction, and the Meaning of Liberty. I repeat that. See Dorothy Roberts' book, Killing the Black Body, Race, Reproduction, and the Meaning of Liberty. But nevertheless, we all agreed, at the end of the day, it was a step in the right direction. Too bad we'll have to wait till February 1999 before we see the next step. And so that is what happened on that particular evening. And we're going to go on to Ghana in the next segment, in the next column. So.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Odie Hawkins. Definitely. Yes, it's a crime that our history in America, as told too often, starts with slavery.
It's always, what?
Yes, okay.
It's always post-slave, it's always in the middle of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Or post-slavery, but there's never any pre-slavery.
Right.
It's like we were born slaves in Africa and then transported to America to become American slaves.
Thank you.
It ain't the way it happened.
No.
But we only have a limited amount of time, so I'm not going to
focus on that.
Focus on that.
All right.
Look forward to Monday's reading.
Okay, your website is www.odiehawkins.com, and we're moving forward into this year, writing many more books and enjoying life to the fullest.
It.
Yes.